All right, friends, we're back with a new video on Jason Blaha again, our favorite YouTuber to make videos on the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, Jason Blaha. So we're going to react to Blaha's video. So Jason Blaha says how to build a massive back. Like, how would he know that? How would he know how to build a massive back? He's not building anything.
I'm going to tell you how.
What he builds is force production in the opposite direction of gravity. It's called concentric lifting. That's the only thing he does. You can't even see it, feel it, or touch it. It's fake.
To build a massive back. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat.
He's going to teach you how to build a massive back
today. And if you guys would please remember to click like.
He's going to teach you how to build a massive back when he doesn't even know how to build one. He's never built one.
Like down below, be greatly appreciated.
I would, but
if you are not following me or subscribed yet, please do so.
Okay.
And if you would please leave me a comment down below. It could be your thoughts, just a hello, anything. Just kind of reach out, say hello. Thank you so much. I would appreciate that. Okay. All right, let's get over to the point. For me, the three cornerstones for back, and I mean, I've always had good back development here. People usually comment on that, especially for a power lifter. It really is about rows, it's about pull-ups, and deadlifts and other hip hinges. And that really is the keys. Too many people, I see lots and lots of this. I see this a lot. I see guys struggling with back development. They focus on silly stuff like aligning.
Man, on the pull-ups, you're forced in a stretch position, okay? He's like pull-ups and this and that and whatever, and rows and everything. You can be in a position where you're forced in a stretch position. So what makes pull-ups so superior? What makes it superior? Think about it. What makes dips and pull-ups superior? Because you're in a forced what? Stretched position. You're hanging. If you're hanging, all your weight is where? On the limbs, right? All that body weight is on the limbs, stretching it like crazy. There you go. Your limbs are small, your body's big.
Fibers squeezing their lats at the top and
squeezing their lats at the top. You're not supposed to be squeezing anything. Squeezing doesn't make muscles grow. They fatigue the muscles. They fatigue squeezing. Running up a stairwell fatigues you.
I'm going to tell you is that's complete nonsense. All of that is complete nonsense.
It is?
What's even more interesting.
He says it's nonsense, so squeezing will grow a muscle. How?
All my reels and shorts, I get tons of criticism anytime I do standing rows, anytime I do pull-ups. People telling me I'm doing all of them wrong.
Because you are. You are doing them wrong. You don't know what you're doing.
And yet, I'll have a bigger back than them. And it's like, you guys might want to rethink this. And
you don't have a bigger back than them. You don't have any back. Look at your back right here. We can see you in the video. I can see your back, okay? It's kyphosis. You suffer from kyphosis. So you have a problem with your spine to your part of the bones there of your body. It's sticking out.
You see this and go, you people
look at the hunchback. You have a hunchback. You can tell, and you suffer from sarcopenia.
Never watched any Mr. Olympia train their back, all the way back even to the Arnold and Franco days. It's really.
Look, Blaha, I've never seen you deadlift 800 pounds, not even 900 pounds or whatever, 700. I've never seen you do any of these things. You don't do them. You always do the same weight over and over again, because these are the easiest things to do. A 500 pound or 400 pound deadlift is not the hardest to accomplish. Majority of the what do you call it, skinny guys like from Athlete X, he could do 500 pounds, okay? And he can bench press more than you. You don't bench press that much. And let me see, what else? Your squat sucks because it's concentric anyways. Who gives a shit? You can't squat 400 or 500. You can concentrically move with the weight a little bit, but you can't squat it for a full eccentric.
Strange. None of those guys did any of this stuff people worried about. They didn't swing weights to their hip.
Look at that. He can barely pick that up. It took him forever. Look at how stressed he was. He's stressed out.
They rode to their.
That's when your body, from this stress, your body increases estrogen. You get estrogen. You get high cortisol, and you get estrogen. This feminizes you. That's why he looks feminine. He does those feminine poses. I did a video on it. You can see the feminine poses he does in the video. Check it out. Okay, I'll put one up here probably in the opening, the feminine pose. All right, in the thumbnail. I'll put in the thumbnail his feminine pose, because I told you this kind of lifting, concentric lifting, feminizes you. It's for these feminine lifters.
To their chest or their stomach, whether it was a barbell to dumbbell or up to their armpits with a dumbbell. They pulled heavy on pull-ups. Okay.
He looks like a GAY male. Look at his body and his boobs and everything. Looks like those old GAY people with the bald head walking down the street holding hands. Yeah.
Usually focused on the stretch at the bottom. That's all they cared about. And almost none of these guys worried about squeezing the weight. And the reason I say that, none of that is necessary. There is literally no biological or biomechanical reason for you to squeeze the top or focus on any of that nonsense. There's no reason for you to focus on swinging.
Yeah, but you're squeezing them, Blaha. You're squeezing them.
A weight to your hip. Build your back. You know, a lot of these guys will be like, well, I believe that if you swing a dumbbell or whatever towards your hip, it engages the lat more instead of the trap.
Blaha doesn't even know how to train properly. He lifts conventionally. These lifts, he does them over and over again. They're practiced lifts. He doesn't understand anything about bodybuilding. In bodybuilding, we circulate. We don't stay each week. We circulate we move from different exercises. You know, that we move around. We circulate in our exercises, or what we use, from dumbbells to barbells to dips to pull-ups to deadlift to OHP to squat. You know what I mean? Sometimes we'll do like, hack squat, and then we'll do like squat, you know, like free weight barbell squat. Sometimes we do dumbbell squat, you know, I mean, we circulate for different things. The squat is always the same. It's just the variation, weight, and whatever we're doing there. It's all dependent on what we're doing there. We don't just stay in the same thing. For example, I'm not going to do bench pressing this week if I'm doing dips. So I've focused on trying to do as many dips as I can because I'm trying to grow myofibulars. So I'm going to stay there and damage and go through multiple sets to try to get as much damage as I can there. And then the following week, I'll go and I'll do bench pressing, and I'll just do as much as I can and get damage to build more, excuse me, to build more muscle.
So you're not
And if you want to know what I'm eating, it's pork rinds. All right, chicharrones.
trying to build the whole back. I mean, that's the really strange thing to me. I'm like, if you want your pulling to be more lat dominant,
Yeah.
stop rowing. Okay, you need to understand why you do each of these exercises.
You want to be lat dominant? You can isolate your lat. You want to know how you do it? You can use a cable machine. A cable machine, you know, those cable pull downs, whatever. I want to talk about the lat pull down. You put your hand through the handle piece, and it reaches your elbow, but it's not on your elbow. It's on your forearm, at the end of your forearm, sticking out. Because if you put it on your elbow, it's going to hurt. Now, you're in a kind of a bench press position, but standing up. So you're in a flat bench press position with your arm through the handle. And what you do is you put a heavy weight there, right? Enough that you can only push it down so far, and then let the weight drag let your lat drag the weight back up again. Drags it up. You just push down a bit and let it drag up again. Heavy enough that you can't do it for a full concentric, only eccentric. And just do multiple sets like that, and you'll notice you're gonna get this damage in your lat, and they're gonna fucking grow like crazy. Because remember, real bodybuilding is about isolation. You have to really isolate those muscle groups. See what I'm trying to explain to you? A pull down is not gonna isolate it. Even a pull up, even when you're pulling up and everything, that's not exactly gonna really isolate that area enough. See what I mean? So you really want to focus on isolation. When you row for your back, you don't want to use your arms. You want to use your back. You really want to isolate it. You stand up. You get the handle. You go on you do the full stack on the full stack and maybe more on the cable machine with the weight. And then you just pull that mother up. You just pull your back area and your shoulder. It pulls backward a bit, right? Your arm is straight. It pulls back, and just let it ride down to pull. It has to be heavy enough so that you could feel the stretch. That stretch has to cause micro tears. If it's not heavy enough and you're pulling it, it's not heavy enough for an eccentric, then you need to put more weight on it. Get it? You're wasting your time there. You'll know. You got to put more weight on it then. If you can handle more, then handle more, whatever. The whole point is when it goes down, it's going to cause multiple stretches. Even when it's going up, it's causing stretches because it's in the eccentric. As it's coming up, you're pulling. So it's pulling on your muscle in the opposite direction. They call that mechanical tension. It's going to cause more stress on the myofibrillar.
Exercises. Why do you want to make a row more lat dominant somehow instead of just building your whole back? The benefit.
You will build your whole back. But in bodybuilding, we isolate for a reason. You understand me? So that we can get the maximal amount of damage in that area so it can come back and grow bigger, better, stronger, and faster. Get it, man?
Of a row is that it also works the upper back a little bit better. If you wanted it to be just entirely more lat dominant, you would do a pull-up or a chin-up. Okay, this is where people don't stop and think.
No, you do a pull-up or a chin-up. But you're using a lot of body parts there. It's not total isolation. You understand me? That's the thing.
Like, pick the right tool for the job. Like, if you actually just do the lifts correctly, you don't have to think of stupid stuff like that. It's a waste of time.
Oh, whatever.
Do you want the lift to be more lat dominant? Do a pull-up. Done. Pull-ups and chin-ups of any variation. I mean, in theory, a lat pull-down if you're not strong enough. Work your lats more than your upper back, meaning your traps and rear delts. They still work them, by the way.
That pull-ups work your whole back area. They kind of work your shoulder. And they work your arm area, even your forearms, even your hands are being worked. Even your chest area is being worked. It's involved. So a lot of your upper body is involved in the pull-up. You understand me? Yeah. It's kind of a full upper body workout. Yeah. So is the dip. The dip is somewhat a full upper body workout. The same, pretty much. See what I mean? Jesus.
It's not as well. It's more lat dominant with a vertical pull. So there's your solution. Instead of rowing incorrectly, just do a pull-up. Okay.
I mean, yeah. Can you imagine? I do multiple sets of pull-ups, right? So everything's getting worked. My lats, my mid-back, my chest area, the muscles there, the shoulder, the arms, the triceps, the biceps, the fucking forearms, my hands. And you want me to come back and do a split? Okay, so I do like fucking 20 sets of like, let's say 8 to 12 reps, right? And I got massive damage now. I'm really sore, like I'm really hurting. You want me to come back and do what? Come back and do a split routine? So what I'm going to do? What am I going to do? Come back and work on my arms? Oh, fucking, they already got fucking work, bro. You get it? Oh, what do you want me to do? Work on my shoulders? They're fucking torn up as well a bit. I know. I'm going to come and do roast for my back. Is that it? Are you fucking crazy? They're going to shrink, bro. I can't work on anything, not even my fucking chest. It's been stretched the shit out of doing the pull-up. That's the whole point. You work on the exercises, the ones first. For example, you do your chest first, right? If you're doing your chest routine first, then you do the pull-ups later because full body is full workout. So you do the exercises that you want to get, that you're isolating, like really isolating it there, for example, right? And then you do the rest. So, for example, I would do other stuff before I would do for example, I'm not going to do all of that on the day. I circulate, get it? If I do dips, I ain't fucking doing no fucking bench pressing, get it, sucker? I ain't doing fuck all for my arms or nothing. I'm coming back, no fucking split routine, nothing. I'm working my muscles that I think I should work on the day, and then I fuck off. And then I come back next week to damage them again and rebuild them bigger and stronger. Only an asshole would come into the gym, like fucking come in every day, fucking lifting, fucking gym slave bullshit, whatever. Stupid lifting shit. Dip shit.
All right, now here's where we're about to go. Same thing, people think they've got to swing all the way up over the bar on a chin-up or a pull-up or any of that, trying to get more upper back when it's a lat exercise. You don't need to do any of that.
You have to be stupid. Again, those two major exercises, pull-ups and dips, I would never do, I wouldn't be able, even on the day, I wouldn't be able to do any other exercises. So the following week when I'm isolating, if I come do bench press and then I do shoulders and then arms and forearms, maybe some back rows, right? But on the day I do dips and fucking pull-ups, I ain't doing any of those. Let's just say I do those, for example. I won't do any other because they're full body workouts. That would just be insane. I could probably on that same day do some other exercises just to get a little bit more extra in there, something. I don't know, maybe for the forearms or something like that, whatever, bro, get it? But there's not much you can do there. There's just, you're overwhelmed by damage. You need to take the time off to repair and remodel and come back bigger and stronger. Otherwise, you'll shrink yourself.
That's why you have the rows.
Hi everyone, I just found this must-have.
To do any of that.
Okay.
That's why you have the rows.
Rows? Okay.
See how easy this is when you just simply say, you know what, if I
Did
combine
he just do like one rep on there? Like, what's that gonna do?
a vertical pull and a horizontal pull, I can just do them normal.
Okay.
I can just row in a straight line up towards my chest,
Sure you could.
whether it's a barbell, a dumbbell, whatever. Problem solved. Like even on this seal row, right? I'm doing sets of 10 with 225 here. Imagine trying to swing this towards your hip. No, just row. But when people are standing or using a dumbbell, they'll try to do that. It's nonsense.
Swing state.
And if you want a little more upper back, it's what I do sometimes. You'll see
Nonsense.
me do I'll do them on an incline with dumbbells, okay? That will change that angle up more towards a little more trap. Problem solved.
Oh yeah?
All right, what about all the hip hinges? This is where you get the other stuff. You know, people worry about that squeeze at the top. Really, a deadlift will do that. Not that it matters, there's no real data, but you're compromising performance.
Again, here we go. You're compromising performance, but bodybuilding is not based on performance because it compromises sportive performance. Get it? Get it?
On your other pulls to try to squeeze in the shortened position. Don't get me wrong, I believe there is some data to contracted position movements. They're currently out of vogue. The current researchers are trying to circle to them are claiming it's a waste of time, that the shortened position is useless for building muscle. It doesn't do anything.
It
I
doesn't.
don't agree with those evidence.
It doesn't. The short position.
Those, we would put it pencil neck nerds.
The shortened concentric position doesn't do anything other than make you better at lifting, giving you force production at lifting a weight in the opposite direction, going to the moon. Get it, bro?
But I think both do matter. But why would you mess around and reduce your performance in the stretch?
Because you can't perform in the stretch because it compromises sportive performance because micro damages compromise sportive performance. Duh.
Trying to stop and squeeze in the middle of reps instead of just performing the normal tempo. If you really want a squeeze.
We're not performers. Bodybuilding is not based on performance, though, dude.
In that position, do a deadlift. Like, look right there. You just saw me do a deficit deadlift. How much tension was I holding in that shortened position with the scapula retract?
I don't know how much work you're doing. Please tell us. All your lifts are based on performing. You're performing here for people. That's not what lifting looks like. Real lifting doesn't look like that. Doesn't look anything like this.
Compare that to your little rope. And it was held for several seconds, and it's done on our speed pulls too. So you're pulling. All right, if you want additional trap, you want your erectors, this is where all the hip hinges come in. Good mornings, deadlifts, deadlift variations. You guys will notice I do a lot of speed pulls against bands and chains. You don't think those bands and chains on speed pulls also work the upper back?
Yeah.
Ever done? Put 150 pounds of band tension across a bar like I do and do some speed pulls with it. Come back, tell me what your traps feel like.
See, he's all about performance. And you can't build your body big and strong performing, get it? It doesn't work that way.
Okay? The other thing to getting your back thicker. This is where you get that thickness too. Deadlift variations, good morning.
Yeah, it's not going to get a thick. Nope, deadlifting is not made for building bodies. Bodybuilding is made for building bodies. He's lying to you. It doesn't work that way.
All these tools, they will build that extra thickness, that extra density. Okay?
No, it
You can
doesn't.
look at someone's
No, it
back from
No,
behind.
you're full of
and you
shit,
can tell
man.
if they
No, it
deadlift
doesn't.
heavy. But
You're
even
full of
here, right,
shit.
I'm doing a 500-pound good morning.
No, it's not. He's full of shit. Powerlifting builds power lifts. It builds these phony power lifts, fake power lifts. Bodybuilding builds bodies. That's what it's meant for.
All right, so again, let's talk about back development. I do a lot of real high rep stuff in here, guys. You guys know Spenny, we do a lot of 10s and 12s, and yeah, but then we do some heavy chin.
In other words, if you build more muscle, myofibular growth, lifting, you're increasing your natural strength. Your natural strength is going to go exponentially really high, but you're also going to get additional force production from lifting eccentrically. So you'll be able to lift concentrically very heavy weight as well. Get it? Because it recruits motor units. More motor units are recruited in the eccentric, and more fibers are recruited. So you will get more force production on top of it. But yes, your natural strength will be very high because it's based on myofibular growth.
And pull-ups. But the good mornings, yeah, I'll do 12s and stuff on those, but notice we go heavy too. We do go heavy. Do you want that density? Okay, so again, the same thing, even though I'm not super lean, I notice that grainy look up there to the back, that muscle density, that muscle maturity, that's from that.
He doesn't have any muscle maturity, density, nothing. He has to keep saying that. He makes it up. He just keeps talking, but the body would be doing the talking for him. It doesn't talk. It doesn't speak. Get it? He has to speak because the body doesn't talk.
Heavy work.
Yeah, whatever.
The heavy deadlifts, the heavy good
Whatever.
mornings give you that density.
No, it doesn't.
Right? That's
I like that. Those heavy deadlifts give you that density. No, it doesn't. Those 1 rep, 2, 3 reps, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. It's lying. They do very little, if anything. Very, very little.
where you get that. So this is what I'm telling you guys. This is your trifecta. This is your trifecta. Rows, pull-ups, deadlifts.
Yeah. I'm not saying they don't help. They help. We do bodybuilding deadlifts. So you can move in both directions, eccentrically, concentrically, whatever. Powerlifters just move in one direction, concentrically, and then that's it. And it's over. Yeah.
These are the tools. Get strong on them. Yes, chase performance on them. You should be doing good full ranges of motion, but get strong.
Now he tells you full range when they're short range. Get strong on them. Me personally, to get strong at eccentric exercises, you got to get bigger. When you get bigger, you get stronger. It's not, I get stronger and then I get bigger. No, you get big. You do the exercise first, you get damaged. And when you get bigger, you come back, you are much more stronger than the last time. See what I mean?
Strong at them, and strong can
So
mean
you
10s,
actually
it can mean
grow,
12s.
you grow with the weight. But in concentric lifting, you don't grow muscles with the weight. You understand me? You don't grow muscles lifting concentrically. You lose muscles lifting concentrically. And you gain more force production because you're leaving the atmosphere. You're going out into outer space lifting. Get it?
Also. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next.
Thank God. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us to think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. That was ridiculous.